Well, hi, good morning. Thank you for joining me in my shop, joining me and Shadow in my shop here on March 4th. And it looks like winter is over here. We've launched into spring. Today the temperature is going to get to 14 degrees here, which is fun. Great. Okay, you'll be going outside pretty soon. Actually, she is going outside now. A little bit here and there. So what's in store for this radio? The final steps of the alignment. Basically the RF alignment, and then it's just a matter of playing the radio and making sure it's working well, and then we're done. We're done that radio. Wow. Okay, Shadow, get your rear end out of the way there. We got some work to do here. I think something I haven't done is put a little lubrication on this radio. So just the tuning capacitor here. This is the ball bearings. Just a little tab, and then here where the grounding is done by there's a little slip spring there. Okay, there is actually a bearing at the end here too, but it's kind of like a point bearing, so just a tiny amount. And then the other thing is right in this shaft here. I'm going to do from the back side so I don't get it on the string. This feels like it's lubricated. Yeah, and now that I've lubricated the capacitor, the whole thing is just as smooth as silk, so I'm not going to bother with putting unnecessary oil on things. It's really quite nice. Wow. Okay, we're all set here. We need to take a look at the instructions briefly and then get started. Okay, so here's the whole alignment procedure. I've read through it. One of the things I've noticed here is where for the first step, which is the IF tuning, which you've already done on this radio, it gives instructions on how to connect the signal generators. Connect the output from the signal generator through a 60 picofarad mica capacitor to the lead provided for use of an external antenna, and that's fine. But what about the ground lead from the signal generator? That's actually a more difficult question, and they don't comment on it. So probably connecting it to the chassis is fine. The other alternative is to connect to B-. So we don't need to read any of this because it's done. We're really doing this. Broadcast first, shortwave second. So we'll just read through this. Leave generator output meter connected as described in the tuning of the IF amplifier. Okay. Set signal generator to 1500 and tuning condenser for a corresponding dial reading. So we do the first adjustment is done at 1500. Adjust the oscillator trimmer, so we'll be adjusting the local oscillator here. Third opening from the front until deflection is obtained on the output meter. I think this stuff is shown on a diagram, isn't it? Isn't it shown on a diagram somewhere? Yeah, up here. It's all shown here. Okay, now adjust mixer trimmer situated on the back of the loop antenna until maximum deflection is obtained on the output meter. Still at 1500. If adjustment should be necessary at the low frequency end of the broadcast band, bend the slotted plates on the mixer section of the tuning condenser for maximum output. Now I've already noticed the plates are bent a little bit, so probably in the factory this was done. I'm not inclined to bend plates on capacitors to do tuning, so let's just see how this works out. Plus we're setting everything up at the high frequency end, and most of the local stations, daytime stations, are at the low frequency end. So maybe it's more important to get it more accurate at the low frequency end than the high. But we'll follow what it says here. So 1500, and away we go. Okay, let's start up the radio here, and we'll see how this goes. need to dial up to 1500. See the pointer there? Yeah, you can see it when it's moving. You can see it. 1500, 12, 14, 15 would be right here. 12, 13, 14, 15, sure. Kind of odd way to mark the frequencies here. They've marked them in, like not a point, but a wide, narrow. It's very strange looking in here. Don't know what they're up to there. Is there something wrong with the, look at this, this is kind of a funny shape to it. I don't know what those, oh, I'm looking at the shortwave band, right, and these are marking out the different bands, like it says 49 meters there, 31 meters, 25 meters, and 17 meters up here is what it says. So that's what those areas are. Okay. I'm okay now. On the bottom one though, it's if the mark matches the numbers, it's large, and if the mark is small, it's in between the numbers. Because they put two large ones here. Okay, try as they may to fool me, they have not. Now we are currently just connected to the signal generator, and the reason you're hearing this right now because the signal generator just happens to be tuned to the 455 or 456, the IF frequency. I'm going to give it the full power here. We're going to dial up 1500 on this guy. 1500. So the way this is connected is the way it said in the book. I've just hooked up the hot lead to the antenna input, and the ground lead is just laying here on the bench. It's laying right here. We need this guy on now. Let's check the meter. Okay, too bad about the noise. Now, 1500, we should have heard that. We got a pretty strong signal coming from the signal generator. And the radio's... This is 15. Oh, I was looking at... Yeah, don't look at... oh, once again, this radio's trying to fool me. But I've defeated it. So I'm looking at the right band marks now. 14, 15. So we're right in the 15. But we're not hearing the signal generator. Oh boy, what's going on? Oh, holy smokes. Is it really that far off? Wow. You know what's interesting about this? If you align the radio incorrectly, like I was kind of on my way to doing, and this 14 caught your eye, and so you did 15 here, and you actually... I don't know. I was going to suggest that what we're seeing is the radio was misaligned on the wrong dial, on the wrong part of the dial, but I don't know that. It's way off though. Okay, let's fix this. We need to look at the instructions, so I'm going to stop for a moment and then we will carry on after. Okay, let's give it a go. The adjustment is the third adjustment here at the back of the radio, and use the alignment tool here since I get it. Okay. So we have it dialed up to 1500. So what we want to do, we don't want to Got the radio to receive 1500 where it is right now. So let me just back up a little bit here. Okay, going here. Now, I don't know which way to turn it offhand, so I want to find out which way to go. Tighten or loosen it. So I'm going to move this in the direction I want to go. I'm going to turn this and try to find it. Okay, so I know which way to go. So going that way a fair distance. So that's where we are now. A little further. Get that right up to 15. And I'm watching the meter. A little more volume. Here we are. Okay, check the tuning. Get it right on the money. Good. Now we're ready to check the one at the back on the antenna. There it is. Stuck. Okay, watching the meter. So it's going open all the way. We're going to close it a little bit until it starts to dip. It could be because of the nature of the antenna here. I did not put the little tiny capacitor on. Let's do that and see if it makes a difference. Give me a little tiny capacitor here. What did it say it was supposed to be? Anyway, what did it say? 60 picofarad capacitor. Okay, 60 picofarad capacitor. How about a 50? So we're going to try to attach this on there. How am I going to do this? Just see if it makes any difference. See the meter reading? 3.6. Just hang it there. Not 3.6 now, it's a little less. Now, is that because the radio is somehow tuned differently? That's what we want to find out. The antenna is tuned differently, not the radio. Same deal. Open it way up. Check this at the lower end. Okay, let's go to the lower end. Take this. I don't think this did anything. There already is a very small capacitor inside here. Okay, we'll dial down to 600 and see what we got. Let's stop at 650. Okay, this is 6.5. 60. Look, Jim, you're looking at the shortwave band again. Okay, look in here. It's almost the same number. It's so easy. A lot of radios are like this. You see how the numbers actually are very close? 8, 8, 7, 7. No joke. It's easy to get them mixed up. Okay, so we're at 600 kilohertz. Now let's dial in 600 on here and see if 600 is 600. Can't get there on this band. 600. Turn the radio up. So it's just off by a little bit, not much at all. Now how much? So I put this on 6. I tune it in on the radio. Got a pointer straight here. Just a touch low. So I am going to move it up. I'm going to put this on the 6. I'm going to adjust the local oscillator. Bring it in properly. There. This will make the dial very accurate at the low end, maybe a little inaccurate at the high end. This is where all the stations are. So there we are. That is it for the broadcast band. Next thing is to do the shortwave band after I take a little break, drink some coffee. Okay, let's look through the shortwave band alignment instructions here. Turn the band switch to shortwave position. Set the signal generator 15 megacycles in the tuning condenser for a corresponding dial reading. Adjust the shortwave oscillator trimmer situated in the top right hand side of the chassis through the center opening. Until maximum deflection is obtained, determining also that the set is peaked to the fundamental signal and not the image. This may be checked by rotating the tuning condenser to approximately 14.1. So you go down double the IF frequency, or 900 kilohertz, and see if something's there. You should find it there. That's what it's saying. If it's not there, then you look for it above. If it's above, then in fact you've tuned to the image and I've done it wrong. Set the signal generator to 12. Tuning condenser for a corresponding dial. Adjust the shortwave mixer trimmer situated on the top right side of the chassis through the opening nearest to the front. Okay. Set the signal generator to 6. Wait a minute, didn't we just do that? No, we didn't. 6. That's the other end of the band. So middle of the band, end of the band. Check the signals observed in the tuning condenser corresponding. Bend the slotted plates. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. There's no reason to be precise on this radio anyway, because the shortwave band markings are vague in themselves, so you can't really tell where you've tuned the radio. Okay, let's go there. Okay, turn the band switch. Tune to 15 megahertz. 15 megahertz. 12, 13, 14, 15. That's a shortwave station. The antenna is my signal generator, and we're picking up stuff. That's a good sign. This is 14 megahertz. This is, well, we don't know what it is actually, because I haven't aligned it yet. Okay, so we're set to 15 now. 15 megahertz. Okay, I'd say it's right in the center of the 15 mark. Very good. Let's find out. 15. Here we come. Just turn this down. So about 14.8 roughly. Now if we go down 900, it should be 13.9. We should pick it up again. There it is. Okay, so we know it's tuned to the correct. It's just not tuned correctly. It's tuned to the correct, but not correctly. Very good. Okay. Now we want to get up to 15. And you're saying the central one here is the oscillator. So we're going to go up in power, up in frequency. There. Now we're going to figure out which way to turn it. Probably the same as the last one, wouldn't it be? Yes. Okay, so we're going right by. Where did we get to? Not very far. So we'll It's good and loud, so I'm going to go all the way to 15 here. Okay. Good and loud, so I won't go by it. There we go. Wow, that's a jumpy thing. Tune the radio a little bit. Yeah. It's a tough one to tune. But all these radios are with the many, like a large range on a dial like this, makes it, the tuning just a little tiny bit is a big deal on a radio like this. So we got 15 at 15. Let's go down, and he said check it at 12. I'm going down to 10. I got a reason for that. Okay, so I'm in the middle of the 10 mark. Is it 10? So we're at 10.6 here. So if I go down to 10 to 9.7, we should hear the didn't hear the looking for the image. The image may be harder to hear. Oh my gosh, what's it doing up here? The pointer, I'm having some trouble seeing it, is here. It's just at 11. What happened there? Back up to 15. Oh, this radio's hot. It's picking up stuff with no antenna, basically. Okay, so that's 15 dialed in here. 15. That's the image. Don't know what that is. That's the signal. Okay, very carefully now. We look, we see, tune this in, just maximum reading there. Just above. So 0.5, 0.6, 0.6. Now we tune down to the image. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? What a radio. This is really doing a good job here. Well, how did that happen now? So now the image is above. The image is always below. So I've aligned the radio on the image. What am I doing wrong here? How did I do that? In my cleverness. Holy smokes. Okay, so let me reread the instructions. Have I got them turned around in my head? So, fundamental. So this may be checked by rotating the tuning knob to approximately down to 14.1 where the image should be. Yeah, so this is actually tuned wrong. Okay, so we really want so that's the image. But we want this signal there. Okay, down. Center one. Very sensitive. Just any pressure on it makes the radio makes the oscillator change. lost it. Okay, pointer is a little above 15 right now. Pointer at 15. What happened to it? I don't know what happened there. Okay, so is this the real McCoy, or is it the image? If it's a real McCoy, the image is down below it. If it's not, the image is up above it. What's going on here? I don't get it. I keep tuning it. Okay, carefully now. We're turning this down. Turn. Okay. Okay, turning it at 15 now. What happened? Where'd it go? Okay, once again, image should be 14. What's going on here? Every time I do this, I end up right back at the same spot, the same incorrect spot. Something funny going on. Maybe when I'm putting this tool in, the oscillator is hopping a long distance. And every time I put the tool in, it's hopping and I don't realize it. So we're going to get a look at the local oscillator frequency more directly. Here, just take a minute here to get things set up. Okay, so that's my SDR radio. You see just a bit of the screen up above. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune the radio a bit. And if something moves on the screen, it's probably the local oscillator. So you see the radio is tuned. You can't see that. The radio is tuned. Well, yes, you can. So this is 15.5 megahertz. This is 15 down here, and that's the shortwave band right in there. Let's tune the radio a bit and watch what happens. Aha! So you see something moving. That's got to be the local oscillator. And I'm dialing down frequency, and I'm dialed in here at well above 15. You can see the local oscillator is below 15. You cannot see the frequency. I just realized. So I got a better screen here. In fact, I'm going to put the whole thing on. Hang on a sec here. There, you can see the entire screen. You can see the frequency marks now down here. Okay, so I'm just going to tune the radio up frequency, and you should see the local oscillator move upwards. There it is. And I'm going up. Okay, that's the that's 15.9 on the signal generator. 15.9 though is nowhere near where we are. Yeah. Keep going up. Now I'm going up. I'm going up, it's going down. Look at that. What is happening there? I'm still going up. Okay, so I'm at the top of the, I can't go any higher. So I'm going to tune down. I'm going down, it's going up. And now it's going down. And I'm going down. So this is what's happening in this radio. The local oscillator, for some reason, is going kind of nutsy at the top. Let's follow it all the way down. So I'm going to slide everything to the right. Okay, we'll keep tuning down. And you can see the local oscillator. Now you see that thing moving the other direction, right around 14 megahertz? Just ignore that. Weird, eh? They come together at that spot. What is that spot?
I think if I could say anything to people who want to understand the times.
So I'm tuned up around 15 megahertz still, and picking stuff up with basically no antenna. Isn't that's great? I mean, it's really a hot radio. What is going on with this though? This can't be the local oscillator. So the little thing I'm following is around 13.5 megahertz now. But the radio is tuned to around 14. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's see if I can get a stronger display on the radio here. No? Right over here. Just what I'm doing is I'm moving the pickup coil around, trying to get a better response on the local oscillator. There really isn't one. Why is it running away there? So not anything better. I can't get anything better. So okay, continue tuning the radio. We're still at 14 megahertz. I'm still at the top of the band. That little signal we're following is so weak. That's unusual. This is picking up stuff around 13 megahertz on the European band. No antenna. Great radio. So what has happened here? So now I'm going to tune it down to around 10. We're tuned to 10. I'm looking for WWV, but there's no antenna. So we're right on 10. That means we should find the local oscillator at 10,455. The local oscillator should be sitting here. If it's not here, then it should be at 9,545. 9,545. I'm just not picking it up very strong on the... So I guess, you know, some radios, the local oscillator is coming out of the radio quite strongly. You can pick it up at some distance from the radio. This way. This one? No. But it's clear the local oscillator is operating. So my plan here was to spot the local oscillator frequency and then using the SDR do a correct alignment. Let's go back up to the top end here. And I'll flip to the other screen. That's the signal generator there. Okay, we're trying it up here now again. So I've dialed in 15. It's picking up the signal generator. Signal generator set to just about 15. That's wonderful. Should find a local oscillator below, but we don't. Instead, we find it up here, much louder. So, so let me get this up in the right spot here. We're not anywhere near the right spot. 15, and over a bit. Okay, somewhere on the screen is the local oscillator. There it is, right in the middle of the shortwave band. Okay, that's good. If we're tuned, we're not tuned to 15. So I'm going to tune down to 15 and watch that thing very carefully. Okay, down to 15. Still going. Just going to go off the screen there. Okay, I need it on the screen. Okay, so we get it down to 15. You see the... Yeah, because I've tuned it on the image, we can hear it. So now I want... Where's the local oscillator? Oh, it's so strange, eh? What to make of that? On the SDR, the two signals that are kind of approaching each other here. So I think that's because the radio is a superhet set. It's mixing signals. Those signals are coming out and things are happening. And remember, the radio only responds to a 456 kilohertz signal. That's all that comes out of the speaker. So there could be a pile of other signals floating around in the radio. The radio's not going to respond to them. So, but the SDR is. I think this is kind of the lesson I'm learning, is that I'm seeing the stuff that really does exist in these radios, but you'd never know it until you've X-rayed it with your SDR the way I'm doing. Now, the idea is, with the radio tuned here, we force the local oscillator to where it needs to go, which is way high from here. And I think in the course of doing that, we'll see this funny behavior. There we go. Now where is it here? It's just getting weaker and weaker and disappearing. I have no idea where I am here. We lost sight of it. This is the pickup coil here. I've been moving around. Local oscillator is screaming out of this capacitor. Screaming. If I just get it near there, I'll tune the radio a little bit. You know, yeah, wow. So usually when I'm doing this, there's a very distinct local oscillator signal. Oh boy, you know what? Sometimes I can just score so high on the stupid scale. How about I connect the pickup coil to the SDR radio in the first place? So all this time, everything I've been doing, this has been the antenna on the SDR radio, nothing. And I've been... Yeah, what? Yep, okay, stupid man. He's a stupid man. Hey, we all are stupid, aren't we? Okay, we're going to plug this in the SDR. That's going to make a big difference. I believe the local oscillator is now that thing you see at the far right. A huge thing at the far right of the screen. Now, okay. Okay. Okay, once more. Here we go again. Tune the radio to 15. That's where it's tuned. Quite clearly now, without any doubt, the local oscillator is sitting here. 15,750. Sounds a little high. If the radio's tuned to 15, this should be more like 15,456. Should be where the red line is. Where I've put the red line is where this should be. So I'm going to turn the trimmer and push this down to here. That's the plan. Okay. Push the trimmer. Now, what happens when I touch it with this? Does it jump around? Not much. I don't even need the signal generator involved in this. Just use the SDR. Well, this is just fine. So to the red line. Some of these artifacts we're seeing on the SDR could be due to the SDR itself, particularly if I'm overloading the SDR front end with this pickup coil. we're right on the money there. As soon as I pulled this off, we weren't. Oh. Ooh. So how close do you want to get with this? Well, it's not worth getting that close. Let's go closer though. Okay, we'll go a little above. A little wee bit above. Pull it away. Man alive, that's close. Okay, so I'm going to line up the local oscillator by tuning the radio right on to the red line. Here, trigger, it's dead on. And now I look on here, we're right in the middle of the 15. But I don't have, that doesn't matter, that doesn't matter. Okay, well it does. If we tune this to 15, we should hear it. We should hear it. 15 and the antenna is connected. We did not hear it. We did not hear it. You gotta be kidding me. How come we're not hearing it? How? How can this happen? So this should say 15. The local oscillator is at 15. It's a little off now. It's around 15,500. Think hard, man. You've got it backwards, I think. The local oscillator should be below, not above. The local oscillator should be below. I think that's the whole problem here, that I've got this. The radio actually is aligned backwards. Local oscillator should be below. So if that's the case, then it should be, we should have when the radio's tuned to 15, the local oscillator should be at 14,545, or it should be 14,545. 540, 44. Would that be right? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Okay, big numbers here. Let's see if my public school education paid off. So we take 14,544 and we add to it 456. We get an error on this calculator. Let's try this again. I want to get this right. 14. I don't want to think about 14,544. I want to add 456. 15,000. Exactly right. So that's correct. So this where you see the red line on the SDR is where we want that local oscillator to end up. Way down there. It's way off. Way down there. Let's see if we can get it down there. Never mind that thing on the left. So the radio's starting to tune in. You shouldn't be. Well, I don't know. Really screwed. I'm looking at the SDR and going, well. It's okay. Oh, went somewhere on its own. Oh my God, what is happening? So for some reason I'm a little off. How come? How come a little off? Over closer. My loop here is affecting it a bit. It's too close. Too close. Of course, a strong signal now. I don't need it that close. doing? Okay, we're trying to find the signal generator and realize which way to turn. There it is. Jump around so much. Okay, there's 15. Now, what happens when I go down? Where is it? Yeah. I can't believe it. It's how can this possibly be? You crazy radio, you. I wasn't watching the SDR at all, so I don't know what was going on there, but this guy's really upsetting me here. How can I do this over and over and over and end up in the same place every time? The local oscillator frequency right now is 15.4, and we even want it at 14, not 15. How did it end up there? I didn't watch the SDR. I'm going to watch the SDR this time. Maybe that's it. Maybe just touching it here. Go down. Until we hear it again. Okay. I didn't reset this to 15. So now we're hearing 15 way up here. This, Jim, what are you doing? Man, you're just, I'm out of control. I'm out of control here. The SDR is out of control. Look at the thing. Oh my gosh. I'm getting worse and worse. Let's try this at 12. Maybe it's because of the snaky thing that was going on with the local oscillator going this way and that. Let me try this at 12. Let's see what we get at 12. So I'm tuned to 12. I'll set this to 12. Okay, so it's 11.7 right now. 11.7. Can't hear the image. Can't hear the image. Oh yes I can. Image is below. Okay, so we think we're doing this at 12. So we'll put this to towards 12. You know, this should only take a minute. Watching the meter. Okay, so we are now feeding it with 12. We're tuned to 12. We're hearing 12. Do we hear the image at 11? Don't hear it. Okay. Do we hear it up above? Sound of a gun. There it is. Okay, let's try moving this one down to 12. Go on here. Okay. Tune the radio in the direction I want to go, and then find it. Chase it down. It's important to get this right. The radio will work much better. Here we come. Okay, we're tuned to 12. Deep breath, man. Okay. So 12 at 12. Where is the... Okay, we're going to give it boost the power. 12 at 12. There it is, finally. The image is below. Nothing above. I got it. What the heck? Couldn't tell you what was going on all that time. Okay, we got it. Now the other adjustment. Just trying to make sure the meter is maximum for the next adjustment. The next adjustment is set it to 12. Well, that's a coincidence. And adjust the shortwave mixer trimmer situated top right, the from one. That's this one here for maximum. There we are. Well, that one was easy. Okay, I'm going to now take a little break, and then we're going to hook this up to an antenna, and we're going to run through the AM band and the shortwave band and see what we've got. Fantastic. Okay, time to test this radio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the broadcast band quickly using the antenna that comes with the radio. Then I'm going to attach it to my external antenna, run back through the broadcast band, and then down through the shortwave band. That's how we'll do it. I'm starting at the high end here, simply because that's where the pointer is right now. Okay, lots of interference here. Here we go. I don't expect to pick anything up until down here. There's a station there. Very weak. That was probably 1430. This is probably 1150 from Hamilton. That's pretty good. Okay, so the 1010 is here, right on the edge of this interference. Probably 970. It might be from Buffalo. So this is 865 French CBC. $740.
How people plan and enjoy their retirement. Toll will reduce travel time for
Probably
truckers
680.
Specifically about the 407 and styles.
Sexual savagery.
640.
Instigated by Hamas on October 7, and who forced the UN and other bodies.
Let's see where it is on the cards. Right here, 640. 610. This is from St. Catharines. That's on the far side of Lake Ontario from where I am. That's a long ways away. In the direction of Buffalo. This is a 590 Sports Channel in Toronto. Can we get the Buffalo station here? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the pointer at the bottom end here. I'm going to hook up the external antenna, and we're going to run back up through it. So I hear a station right away. It's very, very... You can never understand it. Here we go. This is probably a Buffalo. I don't know. I can't identify these now.
In subsequent years, I wonder what the conversation was like with him.
It's 590.
I mean, I'm sure his agent is
610 St. Catharines. 640 Toronto. 680 Toronto. 740 Toronto. French station, experiment here.
La Cour suprême, puisque dans une opinion dissidente, les trois juges progressistes nommés par des présidents démocrates ont regretté que leurs collègues de la majorité sur cette question.
We're going to run quickly up, quickly back, and then down through here again. Yeah, this ground. Go there.
Et pas aux tribunaux, les juges progressistes, elles estimaient qu'il fallait peut-être ne pas se prononcer sur cette question-là, ou laisser la porte ouverte, non pas aux tribunaux des États ou aux policiers des États, mais laisser à la justice fédérale le soin d'éventuellement trancher cette question.
Running up.
Et ça, c'est très très intéressant.
With the ground attached. Station. Station.
I think it was that one phone call. The sister has finally had it up to here.
Station.
He was open about it. Has the student become the teacher? On CTV's
It's going to be 1150. Hamilton. These weak stations are all probably like this one here we're listening to. Probably from the US. Just too far away.
They can do the no ultimate good. And they can do the true believer no ultimate harm. But they must be come for as a source of genuine concern in a world that says you're not allowed to proselytize.
You're not? Okay. It's like a community radio station in Toronto. Very low power. This will be 1430 here from Toronto. Too bad there's interference. There's a station there that plays pop music. Well, that's very good with the boosted antenna. Now we're going to shoot down to here and then go down. There we go.
And she draws me a map, and I go, that what?
This is Hamilton.
So the part of that means if you're a camel.
820 Hamilton. Probably an American signal. It's Toronto 740.
Visit contactlaw.com today.
Toronto 680.
Has been victim to
640.
I don't get it.
610 St. Catharines.
where they plug in guys to positions
Oh,
that are the former utility
590 Toronto. Buffalo. Nope, it's Canadian. This is probably Buffalo here. Or maybe that. Okay. Hey, you know what? That's not bad at all for a radio like this, working in my shop. That's pretty good. Now we're going to do the shortwave band. Okay. So we're starting at this end, 6 megahertz. Wouldn't expect to hear much until you get up around here at this time of day. Up around 9 megahertz. And above, we should pick up stuff. And we're on the outdoor antenna here. The loop antenna on the back of the radio doesn't help with shortwave. You must have an antenna connected. Away we go. I'm not going to pick any stations up down here. This time of day. At night, you pick it up down here. Well, there's a station there. Where the pointer's right here. It's 7 megahertz. That's a ham radio guy talking. This radio can't reproduce the single sideband signal that the ham guy's using.
God and His righteousness. It has to be your top only priority.
Volume check.
Father, or more than me.
That's a strong station there.
Let me say goodbye to my family at home. Right?
Ooh, there's a really strong one here.
Father or mother
Oh,
more than
you know
me.
what? I think this might have been the image down here. And now we're picking up the real signal. I think that's what happened.
He is not worthy
Because look at the strength of it.
me. Jesus wasn't going to allow people to add following him.
Ah, he speaks for Jesus. He speaks for God Almighty. Wow. That's teletype. Yeah, teletype still exists. Okay, no WWV. Wait a minute. Now that sound I barely heard. I think that was ham radio stuff. WWV should be right in here. Doesn't want to show up. Okay, moving on.
Una notable obra que incluye dibujos, instalaciones, más fotografías. Seguimos con más.
That's Radio Marti from Florida. It's the American government propaganda broadcast into Cuba.
Made with well-vined Chardonnay marc from the beautiful coastal vineyards of North America. Gently pressed grapes are harvested after juicing, dried and finely milled and carefully blended into the finest dark chocolate. The Chardonnay marc contains highly beneficial grape nutrients, flavanols, and has a...
Sounds good. I grew up in the Niagara Peninsula surrounded by vineyards. Or as we called them back then, graperies. We didn't call them vineyards. We called them graperies.
Agradeció a la ciudad y al su manera de sentir, sobre todo de curar, es sobrenatural. Eres tan bella como fuerte, he respirado tu dolor de cerca y déjame decirte que nada podrá romperte. No renuncies a tu luz.
I don't know. Little teletype
20 years later, he discovered a new text. See that My Pillow even better. The My Pillow 2.0 has the patented adjusted fill of the original My Pillow.
Oh, it's full of it, all right. Tuning very slowly.
Could create another Jesus. Nobody at Corinth is the Lord. It's the Lord only. And that's very exclusive. So he first of all says, listen, you guys.
Listen, you guys. There's lots to pick up here. Now I'm not using a long wire antenna or a dipole. I'm using a what I call an E antenna. What is this? My God. It's picking up Sputnik. Sputnik is still alive.
Talking to a church that you would think this is already a settled issue, that Jesus is Lord. If you were to interview somebody at Corinth, they would say Jesus is Lord, but their conduct was altogether different.
He's Lord. What's that mean? Okay, he's Lord. Okay, so that's ham radio you're hearing now on the 20 meter band. That's FT8. There's probably 50 guys doing this right now on this channel. 50 people, all more than that. Could be thousands, in fact, worldwide. But you're probably hearing about 50 radios going there. So these are ham radio guys talking. Again, this radio can't tune that stuff. They sound like they're talking through their nose. So we're getting to the top of the 20 meter ham band. WWV, come on, man, come on. Right in here.
And in the end, we were able to pinpoint.
Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong scale. We got a ways to go yet for W.
Complement one another. Full amount of work, of effort, of attention, of desire.
Something funny going on at this point. I don't think these stations should be here. Ooh. What's that? That's weird. Okay.
The full responsibility of the relationship.
Yeah, I think at this point the local oscillator is going up in frequency, and now it's starting to come down even though I'm tuning up, because we saw it had that weird effect to it. So I think I'm tuning back down now. I think. Yeah, it's what's happened. That it sort of reverses. Which I don't think, I'm not going to attempt to fix that. Exactly why it would reverse and start going down, I don't know. There we are. Fantastic. I think that's a pretty good performance for a radio that had its own speaker ripped out of there and other stuff done to it. Fantastic. Really good. So I'm quite happy with how that's come out. So thanks a lot for watching the series, and the next radio is on its way here. I'm not sure what I'll do tomorrow. I gotta fill tomorrow. Think of something. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you on the next video.